It's the end of the year and I'm trying to get to the movies that I missed that I really want to catch up on. Ghost Stories was one of those movies. I had my ticket booked for it. I was there seeing something before it. I felt ill. I just went home after. I didn't want to sit through another movie. And I never got a chance to go back and check it out. And it was one that I was interested in because I heard it was a really good, interesting movie. And I do like my horrors. And it was based on a stage play that has been running for the past so many years and is still going strong just now. It is directed by Jeremy Dyson, the man who was part of the League of Gentlemen. And I've got, a big love for those guys. And Andy Nyman, who stars as the lead role as this professor who debunks psychic phenomenon or ghosts or that kind of ilk, and we're introduced to him at the start as he debunks a psychic and talks about someone that inspired him, a debunker before him, another professor who just vanished. And wouldn't you believe it, he receives a letter from this guy who was presumed dead that he should come and visit him. And when he goes and visits him, the man sits him down and goes, you know what, I was wrong. I shouldn't have debunked these things. Here are 3 cases that I just cannot explain. Have at it. Go do it. So it's basically an anthology series, but there's a really strong through line of this professor trying to debunk these tales that he is pretty much unable to do. And the 3 tales are all different, varied, and interesting and fun and haunting. And actually genuinely scary. You have the hairs on the back of your head standing up, the back of your neck prickling to attention as you see these various ghost tales. We have one involving Paul Whitehouse as a night shift security operative in this abandoned building that has some extremely spooky footage going on in here as he's kind of haunted by a young girl that is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I was one of the ones that just set me off instantly. I thought this is really well done. It's nicely filmed. It has that really spooky atmosphere going on that even though the person is telling this tale, so they must survive, you're still terrified about what is going to happen to them. The second story is a little bit stranger. It's about a young boy who seems rather nervous, who seems to have overbearing parents and hits something in the road that's not quite human, and it kind of scares the crap out of him for a little bit of time. So rather odd. It takes away from the ghost one again until we get to the final one where we're back to more ghost stories of this rich guy who has a poltergeist in his house while his wife is in hospital giving birth to their child. All the stories are excellent in their own different way. They offer various slices of life across Britain, the type of spectrum, and they are creepy. And that's the best thing I can say about this movie. It does get under your skin. It does give you that creep factor. I feel that the performances are excellent, but I feel that the direction is really well done as well. The story, which has obviously been worked on for a number of years, has been tweaked slightly, from what I can gather, to a more visual medium. And it works. The only issue I really had with the movie is the wrap-up. The final 5 minutes where there is some kind of explanation as to what has been going on, and it feels all just a little bit too easy. It would have been nice to not have that point blank in your face, this is why this has happened. But it doesn't really detract from the movie. The movie's an atmospheric ghost story. And on that, it works tremendously well. There is some really nice haunting camera work here. There is the really nice and a really contained through line, which is something that I find anthology movies sometimes lack. This, as much as an anthology movie, it is really strongly connected all together by this through line. And I feel that gives the movie a little bit more resonance than the other anthologies, because everything is so stringently tied together. It is all connected in a fashion. And some of the story of the through line bleeds through into the other stories as well. So it's constantly giving you a tale, a wrap up to that tale, but more clues to the bigger picture that's going on in the tale that is, kind of haunting our lead character. that's about the best I can do without really spoiling things for you here and telling you what I thought was creepy and why and how it works. But I feel that this is really a movie that kind of got a little bit overshadowed. I don't really hear too many people talking about it, which is a real shame, because I think it is a really good ghost story. You know, those kind of movies that just last the test of time, that really icky, creepy, without being overtly bloody or in your face. It's just really well constructed and executed, and that's what Ghost Stories is. Highly suggest checking this one out if you're a horror fan. This one's going to tick all the boxes that you want. If you've seen it, I'd love to know your opinion of it, what you thought was great or bad. Which of the 3 stories did you like? What did you think of the wrap up, particularly in the last 5 minutes with our lead character? Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.